Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you for checking out another brand new episode. Today's features Cervid Day. Had a whole lot of fun recording this at their practice space and getting to learn a lot more about the band and some of their brand new music on the way. And you're going to hear a brand new single they just released and on today's episode. Hope you enjoy it. Do want to remind you, as always, Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Friendship Brewing Company in Wentzville, Missouri. Come on out and enjoy the beautiful fall weather on their patio. Check out some of their 25 rotating taps for all your craft beer needs and all kinds of delicious food out there, burgers and flatbread pizzas and pretzels and nachos and all your favorites. And you can enjoy some great live music happening Friday, October 7th. You can catch Jeff Walchhauser out there. And Saturday, October 8th, Steve Kyle. And Sunday, 1 to 4 on the October 9th with Mickey Scott. You can find their full concert calendar, food menu, and beer menu at friendshipbrewingcompany.com. And be sure to follow along with them on your Facebook and Instagram. And tell them Shane sent you. Also, big thank you to my friends over at Roughneck Beard Company and American Rambler, located right here in St. Louis, Missouri, over in the Maplewood area. You can stop in and visit them or shop 24/7 at roughneckbeardcompany.com. It's officially beard season. The weather is cooling off and it's prime time for growth. Whether you are keeping it going or growing it out for the first time, Roughneck Beard Company products make it better. Eliminate the itch and set the stage for a faster and fuller growth with Roughneck's full line of beard oils, balms, washes, and nutrient sprays. Find it all at roughneckbeardcompany.com and use my code RPP15 for an exclusive 15% off your purchase. It's a great way to help the show and support local business. And again, get 15% off all your favorite beard oils, balms, junk powder, beard batter, whatever you need to take care of that beard and mustache of yours. Again, thanks to everybody for listening, all the continued support over all these years means the world to me, so thank you. With that out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy a brand new episode with Cervid Day.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
Hello, we're Cervid Day, and you're listening to
Rock
Paper
Podcast.
That was just as terrible as I thought it. You know what? That's the one. We're not doing it again. Great. Keep that.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hug everybody you see.
That's a good
Hug
answer.
them all.
Aw,
Hug them all. Smother people.
What a lover.
And
I wish we did get that. I don't know if we did get that. But okay, we're just about to start. We're about to do introductions, so I wanted you here.
sweet.
Say hi to Shane.
Hey Shane.
Hey, Corey.
Sorry I couldn't make it. Hope you're doing well. Love the podcast.
Thank you.
Always checking it out.
Yeah, man. Miss you.
I know it's been too long.
All right. Well, let's do this thing.
Let's do it.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today with, well, I probably should have asked, it's Cervid Day, right? That's how I pronounce it. Because I don't think I've ever said that word until right now, besides.
You nailed it.
Yeah. All right. Cervid Day. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
This is very cool. I'm glad to be here hanging out, and this is gonna be fun, man. So I guess before we get rolling too far, let's go around mics. Everybody say hi and introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name's Spencer. I play guitar.
Hi, I'm Dan. I play guitar and I sing. All right, you go next, Corey.
Hey, fellas. My name's Corey. I'm phoning in from South St. Louis. I play bass guitar in the wonderful band Cervid Day.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's perfect.
Hello, my name is Aaron, and I play the drums.
Hi, and I'm Indigo. I play keyboards and do backup vocals.
Nice. Yeah, man.
Love you guys.
Love you too, Corey.
Yeah. This I've known Dan a little while now, which is how this kind of came about, and so it's fun to talk about another brand new project, well, not brand new, but new to me project on the show. So this is your guys' first time being on here, so I thought it'd be fun to get to know you all a little better, talk about the record, talk about what we have coming up and stuff, and but I guess since I don't know a ton about the group, can we go back a bit and talk about how Cervid Day got started, where all this began?
Okay. Well, it really all starts with me, I guess. So I had been writing my own music, and while playing with Big Tobacco, but like writing stuff that like wasn't really Big Tobacco. This was, for anyone who doesn't know, the band I used to be in back when I was in college a few years back. Love those guys. Corey had to go. But yeah, and I was in school at the time, and I just didn't have enough time like I wanted to be working on music. So I dropped out. And I just started making demos of all the tracks that you hear pretty much on As You Wish. Well, almost all of them. And then I went to the guy who helped Big Tobacco make our last album sound so good. This man.
He's pointing at me, by the way.
Yeah, I'm pointing at Aaron Fisher, our drummer. He's also the best producer in the city, I would say. He has his own like home studio collective, basically the Dining Room Collective. Follow them, look them up. They're the greatest. They'll make your music sound right. And then he also works with a few other like local studios. We Lighthouse and was that in Alton?
Yeah, Lighthouse Sounds in Alton.
And then also Fat Buddha Studios as well.
In the
I
city.
just started working there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he stays very busy. He's really good with it though. So I went to him and we spent months like using my old GarageBand tracks and then like re-recording stuff and
Overdubbing things.
Yeah, we did a bunch of
vocals,
stuff and
mixing.
I did all the instruments. He played some drums and I didn't want it to be out until I was like totally satisfied with it. And then finally we released it last year.
Yeah, it was about August.
Yeah, a little more than a year ago. And in that time while we were like recording it, I started putting together a band. And so I had Chris actually from Big Tobacco. You remember Chris?
Yeah.
He was our first drummer.
Okay.
The first lineup was him, me, Indigo on keys, and Corey. Then Chris had to move, sadly. We all miss him. Love you, Chris. And then we got our friend Matt to start drumming with us. And then we
Shout out,
also, not long after our first show, we got Spencer here into the band and made it a 5-piece.
Nice.
And that was a funny story too. I'll let you tell that, Spencer. But
there was a lot of like when Dan was initially talking about like the first Cervid Day show at Blueberry Hill. That was like we were talking about it a lot because me and Dan worked together at School of Rock, and so we were talking about it a lot and stuff. And the album had like just come out a week before the show, I think, and so like I'd been listening to it and was like, you know, really digging on it. And I've played in bands with Dan before, mostly like cover stuff, you know, never anything original. But I was talking to Dan, and then like rolls around to the day of the show, you know, I go out to the show with my friend Jack, and we're like talking and stuff, and then the show happens, and it was a really great show, but there were a couple moments where I was just like, oh man, it's missing that like that one detail that like was like, I'm a big like details person when it comes to music, and that's like kind of like the main role I fill in the band is just like adding those little extra like spots in there, you know. And so like the next day me and Dan are at a work event, and I'm like, hey man, like great show last night, you know, but like I need to hear those like guitar harmonies on Slow Down. Like they were missing. They weren't there at the show because Dan was the only guitar player on stage. So I was like, that needs to happen. And I was like, you know, maybe I was like I was like half joking, half not, kind of like, you know, maybe if you need another guitar player, like, you know, I'm not doing anything right now.
Basically,
you know.
they bullied me until I relented. But I'm so glad because they do such a great job, Spencer does, of filling out the sound. And like when we were recording it and everything, I put like sometimes 3-4 guitar tracks and all these keyboard tracks.
Amount of layers.
Yeah.
It got to the point to where we had to think about the live set.
Right.
Sometimes. Like, are we going to be able to recreate this live ever?
Yeah. And so Spencer definitely does a great job of filling out that sound. So then that was the lineup with Matt, aforementioned. And then start of this year, unfortunately, Matt, still very dear friend of ours. Shout out Matt Meller. Love you, buddy.
Matt Meller.
Yeah. He had to step away. And then I'm like, well, shoot. Like,
What do we do?
what do we do?
That's
like,
drummer number 2.
drummers are hard to find.
Yeah.
Man. Good ones are.
We were thinking about doing like auditions at first because we were like, where do we even start?
Because I asked Aaron, our
And at the
producer,
time, I
and then he
was
was like,
not
no,
feeling it.
can't do it. So we're putting together auditions. And then right before we announced our auditions, he said, actually, I'll do it. And so ever since January, this has been the lineup, the 4 of us here and Corey.
Yeah.
And it's been going great.
Oh, yeah, it's
been
awesome.
It's been a fun year for us.
Yeah.
And back then too, like I don't know a whole lot of drummers in St. Louis, you know. Like I definitely felt like if I didn't, you know, step up to the plate and join, like I felt like Cervid Day would just go without a drummer for months on end.
Yeah.
Motivation might, you know, go
I
out
was
the
trying
window.
to convince Aaron here to join as much as I could because he was my first initial thought when we were even talking about auditions. I was like, we should just ask Aaron.
Well, he was my first thought too.
Yeah, because
I wanted him.
Aaron had already helped us record the album.
Right.
He already had an idea of what was happening on each song, though he may not have
I
practiced
did
it.
record a couple drum tracks.
Yeah, I
on
literally
it.
actually
Yeah,
did
so-
drums on some of the songs, so on the album. So it kind of just made sense that he was the right pick, and luckily he was able to come around on it and find some time because you know we need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to see the band
Drummer number
shrivel
3.
up into
All right.
nothing,
3
you
times
know,
the lucky
after-
charm, you know.
after such a crazy release show with the album and our single popping off. It's like 4,000 listens at this point, which
Corey
is
told me
good
yesterday.
for us, honestly.
The first show we did at Blueberry Hill was the anniversary was yesterday. Actually, it was a year ago. Yesterday, August 27th.
There we go.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. So most of this record, recorded over early 21 then, or the beginning of that year, something like that.
It's 2022 now,
Yeah.
I guess. So yeah, mostly that first half of that year and a little bit. Like, did we start in 2020? I don't know.
I mean, it was after Renaissance was done, so that sounds about right
yeah.
when we would have gotten started.
Yeah.
I would say late 20. Probably.
Okay,
I mean, I made the demos like before then,
Right.
but that's when we finally got the ball rolling, I guess.
Yeah, man.
But it took a while.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, we got the album out there now, and I guess it's an album, right? Or is it EP? Or
It's 7 songs.
All right.
You know, one of them's an intro. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's on the fence.
I mean,
Art is subjective.
yeah. I don't know what the
It
if
is
there's a
what it is.
proper cutoff, like what is actually considered a.
I looked into that,
yeah.
like what the
It
what
has to
exactly
do with
was
records,
the-
with
Yeah.
vinyl albums.
Right.
It clocks in at just under half an hour.
Yeah.
The whole, if you listen to it front to back. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that means
Well,
exactly.
I'll
It could
call
fit
it-
on a
we'll call it an
cassette,
album.
right?
Yeah,
One, on the first half, one half
Yeah.
cassette. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
But the just titled "As You Wish," now available wherever you get your music at. And let's talk about the title track. I wanted to share this one with everybody. This is one of my favorites. I don't know if it's. I like that it's a little, not that there's nothing like real aggressive or anything on their album, but this one's a little more mellow, a little more down tempo compared to some of the other stuff, and it just very relaxing and chill and feels good, man. So this was what comes to mind when you guys think of this particular track?
For me, it's like the movie's ending.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I mean, I wrote all of it's like a very loose sort of concept record, basically, and this is kind of like the kind of culmination, kind of like the big like climax, like and rising actions and all that. Like, I'm just putting it all together, and it's the last track for that reason. So it's like a big ol' ending.
Yeah.
Riding off to the sunset and whatnot.
Yeah, man.
Hey, hoorah.
Yeah, no.
What do you guys think?
I just remember like recording and mixing it, really.
Yeah.
I remember this is the song that I threw the 808s at the end. If you listen to the song, towards the end, a bunch of really heavy low-end 808s kick in when we start changing keys and everything at the outro of the song.
starry-eyed and terrified. Oh, I don't do too well with first-time meetings. Can you tell me what you're feeling? Tell me, is this okay with you? I always do this, overthinking. Don't always make sense to me. My mind does this automatically. I'd walk between those raindrops for you. I care more for you than ever cared for me. I do wish I do this. Might think I'm stupid. I do anything for you. You know I adore you. I do wish I do this. Can't stand being useless. Can you imagine what we could have been? Oh, if you just thrown caution to the wind, let go your inhibitions and be free. Oh, baby, you could have been mine.
What I did to record that, actually, I took one of those giant, is it a 10-gallon water bottle, something like that?
Yeah, you got creative.
Put a microphone in it and then put it right in front of my kick drum.
That was crazy.
DIY
In my already very tight bedroom that I don't often record drums in, like, ever. That was like the one time that I ever did that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just a weird little DIY thing I did. It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And I had to pitch it a lot in Pro Tools to actually like match the key of the song. And with the key changes too, it gets pretty crazy.
Yeah, I would say
So yeah, that was fun.
for me, pretty similar feeling to Dan. You know, it's kind of the end of the movie. You know, sun's kind of setting. To me, it kind of has a feeling of hope and acceptance. You know, I can't really remember all the lyrics, but just like the "As You Wish" lyrics, at least for me, it's like, I'll do what you want me to because you're worth it.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
like all these philosophical answers. Just the
Indigo's such a
super technical.
Yeah.
This is how I did it.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun as like a song because we use it a lot as like an opener for the show, even though it's like the closer for the album. We've sort of like a couple times done like a flip flop, put slow down at the end of the set because it's nice and big and got the big like sing along part right at the end, and then have As You Wish to start because it's got this like nice big like build up, do that, get the crowd kind of going like, hey, what's going on, and then they come over and it like sort of like takes off,
Right.
Going.
Yeah. I just feel like now that you say that, like even as I was like driving over listening to it again, like kind of like a lot of this felt like even like the tones used and even the vocal effects and stuff, like very dreamy kind of, and like and also like the way you're saying as this kind of a concept, like it almost plays out like that way, so as you're saying that, like it all kind of comes together, makes sense to like that. I some of my feelings were pretty close then, I guess, like as like imagining it like as like and that kind of thing, like as a sequence of sometimes like I dream like that, like, or in movies or a scene and stuff, and like these have these crazy things going on in your head and stuff, and so it's cool to kind of hear that you describe it that way and stuff, so but yeah, that's how I feel about it. But,
I think the reprise of Cinnamon at the end too, like really helps that feeling,
Yeah.
just doing that one last chorus,
yeah.
I think that's a pretty,
Yeah. So what was this always like? I always kind of curious, like as far as like going back to your original demos, and was this is this pretty close to what you had envisioned, or did it evolve quite a bit from the original demos and stuff? I mean, I'm just like, I always wonder about that, like especially with a new project, like as you're pitching what's going to be the sound of Cervid Day, and you have this idea in mind, and you start recording those original ideas, and then now we have the finished product as this record. Like, is it pretty close, or
I think I would say there's a little bit of both, because I mean, like I said, I did not want to release the record until I was absolutely happy with every single song. So I wanted them to sound like I had been hearing them in my head for years, and I just wanted to like hear them, have everyone able to hear the songs like I heard them in my head. And that's what's great about working with Aaron, is because he doesn't care how meticulous you are, or how many takes you want to do, or how many sessions we have to do.
No, yeah.
He'll get your sound right. So there was that, but then also I would say some of them did evolve in some ways, some more than others, but you kind of sit with something for a while, then you're finally putting it all together, and then you're like, oh, it's missing this, or oh, actually I kind of want to do it more like this, and through overdubbing and like kind of redoing some takes at Aaron's house, because he has much nicer equipment than I had at the time and still now, yeah, through doing that just kind of helped. Just, I mean, and we took our time with it. We really did.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of different guitar tones,
Right.
lots of different synth patches.
took a while to shape it all, but
some lyric
yeah, when it all
changes
finally
here
came
and there,
together,
probably.
I knew, I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
You are
I'm happy with
definitely
this.
a perfectionist. There were a few times when I was there with Aaron and we were just like, let's just tell him this is good, because like, it is damn near
Fucking
perfect.
3
But
hours on, like,
Dan will
one
be in
synth
there for the
track.
next half hour saying he's pitchy, Mr. Pitch Perfect over here. We're sitting there like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah, I'll just hit her with Maladino.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool too, because even from that stuff, you know, for one, like as far as I understand, there's a lot less phaser on the actual album than there was on the demos.
Yeah.
A lot more phaser in the demo.
Yeah, but
It's like
the,
GarageBand.
Yeah.
the
Nice.
even that has like evolved in our live sound, like, you know, because a lot of the album has like multiple guitar tracks on songs, but there are some where it's kind of like I'm sitting there like what? I had to go to Dan when we were like when I was like learning all of the songs and go like, well, what do you want me to do here, you know? Or like I would be like, well, like
there.
there's not really a guitar part here for me. Do you want me to put something there? Like, you know, like, or I would like come up with something and be like, hey, like, what do you think about like throwing this in here, you know, adding this little detail, you know? And I think me and Dan definitely found a good balance in like, you know, adding some stuff for the live show to add some extra layers, you know, while also not like detracting from the initial idea or stepping on toes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely say that. You and Dan did a great job working on that and really finding good balance, finding a lot of good parts to like build things out. And Dan, you said Aaron definitely helped you get those sounds out of your head, but I also have to say, like in being the recording, you were out of any artist I've seen in the studio, you're probably one of the best to describe the sound that you want. You're just good at working it, you know, good at working it, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do imagine, like, you know, especially now that you guys have had this lineup together for a while, and we've had this, you know, record a year and everything else, and as this, you know, everything continues to develop, I'm sure, like as you're saying, like adding different stuff to the live set and things as these songs kind of start evolving even more. Like that's kind of the fun of music. Like you know, obviously we have that timestamp of the record and stuff, but like it's fun to see these songs continue to evolve, where you find different things you can kind of add in and stuff and into the live show. And it's always some of my favorite stuff about coming to the live show. You know, seeing how it, you know, oh, they did that a little different tonight, or you know, something like that. And
yeah, one of my favorite things, honestly, is playing a lot of these faster songs live with our bassist Corey.
Yeah.
He and I like really lock in together, and it gets groovy sometimes.
I love it when Corey's locked in.
Oh yeah,
he looks back to you, looks over at me. I'm usually, you know, standing behind a couple keyboards, kind of hard to get as hype and dancey as I want, but you know, Corey or Spence will usually come over to me and, you know, help keep me in the action.
Yeah.
all right. Well, you guys mentioned Cinnamon, and this was this the first single?
This was the first single.
Yeah. So this was you guys released out there, and what was that like? What was you know, obviously releasing a debut single for a brand new project and at the time, and
That was really exciting.
yeah.
It is so funny because that came out January
21, baby.
21.
Year
Well,
and a half ago.
well, I was
more
trying to
than
remember the exact date, but it was January of 2021. Yeah. So it was like new to everyone then, but like that song is so old to me at this point because
It was one of the first ones you actually showed me,
It is
and
the
Corey was
first
the first one we
complete
learned.
song that I ever wrote. I wrote it back the back half of my junior year of high school, actually when I was with School of Rock doing like a songwriting show. I was like, I want to learn how to write songs, so that was kind of like my first foray into it, and I kept it, and I would play it for people sometimes, and people would be like, "Oh, that's cool," you know? And I got an opportunity to perform it in college once, actually, when I was going to Webster for a little while before I dropped out, but I had a professor and a lot of people encouraging me, like, you gotta record that, and so I thought, hey, you know, like let's I guess let's include that with all these other songs I've been writing, and then hey, why not make it a single too if people already kind of like it or kind of familiar with it? And That one I would say has almost evolved the most from
Yeah.
when like I first wrote it, but it's still essentially like the same song too. But yeah, like 2016 that must have been,
Yeah.
and here we are 6 years later. It's so funny, man. But
Yeah.
it just came out last year, so how about that?
Were it so easy trying to get to you when you're distant as the Milky Way? Wish you'd stay trapped in different days, different years. We can't let our lives be controlled by fear. The sun will rise and set, but we'll keep on trying. This euphoria is paralyzing. Can you imagine all that we could be? Oh, just throw caution to the wind. Let go your inhibitions and be free. Oh, baby, you could be my cinnamon. I've been waiting for the longest time for you, my darling. You could be my spice, so sweet and nice. My head was in the sand, you dug me out. We can be happy now, without a doubt. You know I would create whole worlds for you, baby, and I know we'd be so good. Can you imagine all that we could be? Oh, if you just throw caution to the wind. Let go your inhibitions and be free. Oh, baby, you could be my cinnamon. Can you imagine all that we could be? Oh, if you just threw caution to the wind. Let go your inhibitions and be free. Oh, baby, you could be mine. Do you believe in fate? Do you believe in fate? Do you believe in fate? Oh, do you believe in fate? Do you believe in fate? Do you believe in fate? Can you imagine all that we could be? Oh, if you just throw caution to the wind. Let go your inhibitions and be free. Oh, baby, you could be my cinnamon. Can you imagine all that we could be? Yeah. Oh, if you just throw caution to the wind. Let go your inhibitions and be free. Oh, baby, you could be my cinnamon. Yeah. You could be my cinnamon. You could be my cinnamon.
Yeah, man. This is definitely a fun track, and now available, like I said, everywhere you're getting your music at. So add that to your favorite playlist and or whatever you want to do. And
I appreciate it.
yeah, but it is like I was just thinking. I was talking about the other day. Like I'm big on a lot of like different writers, and like I don't know, one of them. I don't know how much you guys get into his stuff or not, but Chris Stapleton, one of my favorite like songwriters of all time, and now he's like a huge megastar like lately, and like the last several years his career's like really blown up. But for a long time he had just this video on YouTube, him playing like some side stage at some little festival in the middle of the afternoon, and it was a song called You Should Probably Leave, and I was like, I don't know, something about this song really resonated, and like it was just this guy's phone recording of him, live at this festival thing. And so every so often I'd go back and I'd revisit that YouTube video just because I'm like, I like the song a lot, and like I'm sitting here waiting for Chris to put it on an album. Like like a couple of records go by and it's still not. I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, why? I think this is a really good song, and I'm thinking about people along the way keep telling you, hey, that Cinnamon song, that's it's a good song. And then now 6 years later, like, and I think that YouTube video was like 8 years old, so like finally made this record that Chris put out, his latest album. So finally got a studio recording of this song that I've been like listening to for so long. So it's like I don't know, it's just funny though, like a lot of these guys I'm sure had like that's probably a lot more common, even though you're kind of maybe a little sick of it, like because it's been so many years or whatever. But
I mean, it's still fun,
right? No, I'm not saying you're, but like I'm just this is old to you, but it still could be brand new to somebody else. And like and that's kind of what I was trying to get to. Like even though I've known this song for a long time, there's other people that are just discovering it for the first time and falling in love with it. So, but I don't know, something about that, like I don't know if it just takes to the right collection or what the thought process went into, like why you finally put it on the record.
Yeah, I mean sometimes I feel with music, you can be sitting on something maybe either because you don't have a full band, maybe you don't quite have the money to record it, or maybe it's just one of those things you kind of have stuck in a file. I know with my first band that me and Aaron were in, we have a whole like 15 song album that we have just like sitting in a file.
Just, in a hard drive.
Yeah, and it's been sitting there for how long now?
2 years at least.
2 years. And as you're saying, it's a lot more common than you think when if people think of music. It's not always like write, record, release. Sometimes it's write,
record part of it,
part of it, leave it there. I don't know what I want to do yet. Come back to it
years later.
Yeah. And sometimes you do just need to kind of ruminate on things.
Right.
Let it marinate a little bit, kind of figure out what you want to do with
come
it.
back to it later with a fresh perspective, fresh ears.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this Cinnamon, fun song, and you can follow along with Cervid Day on the socials. You can get plugged in and on all your favorite streaming platforms. Is there any kind of physicals with this, or any plans to do any kind of physicals with this?
We keep talking about a cassette, and I keep like harping on it, and then it's like we're all like, yeah, cool, we'll get around to it, and then it just like we all like are like, well, see you guys later, and then like next week I'm like, oh man, that cassette though, and then we all again, like including me, are like, see you later, dude.
Didn't I?
And then it's like,
I sent you the masters though. Didn't
yeah,
you?
well, yeah, but then I talked to that guy, and then it was like, and the thing about it is like I would just put in an order for the cassettes, but like I do not control the money for the band. True, and I also don't have my own money to front that, like, and like do that. So it's kind of like
Right.
if there's I keep talking about it. We're trying to get we need to sort of still work some stuff out, get
Sure.
the cassette design, make sure it's all looking nice and pretty.
There's a lot of different options. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
We talked about burning some CDs too.
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
Haven't done that.
Yeah. I just think, I think that stuff's fun. It's just what tape's definitely making a big resurgence and stuff.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I just think it's fun to collect those things. And I'm a bit of a collector, so that's why I ask all these questions. So it's but yeah, it'll be fun. But we do have a date on the calendar where you can come out and see these guys live, and that is October 22nd at Platypus, and or as my buddy Matt's been calling it, the Puss. Which made me laugh.
It's a cool place.
Yeah. And that's a free show, right? That's why is everything free over there, or is this? I think
It's free.
it's not free.
It's probably not.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
You usually pay like $5 or $10
Okay.
at the
Well, 'cause
door
there's
at
been,
Platypus.
Probably some donations. We have
All
a band
right.
coming from out of town, so
Well,
I imagine.
yeah.
The only reason I say that because I've been following. So Matt F. Bosler played over there the other night, and
Oh yeah.
and he's been. Well, at first he was saying it was a very expensive show, and now then it became a free show, and then and he was. And
See, he's a marketing
right.
genius.
Well, and then he was saying but I was kind of under the impression that all the shows over there were free, so that's the only reason I asked.
Well, that would be cool.
Yeah. So I didn't. I don't know if I maybe spoke out, but anyway. But yeah, come on out either way. I mean, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it'll be
whether it's
us,
free or $5. So.
Synthetic Sun,
Yeah.
local band, and then that Minnesota outfit is Gentleman Speaker.
Yeah.
Go check them out on Spotify. They got some cool records.
Yeah, man. Well, we come on out to that show and hang out with us, and you guys, this is kind of what's fun. It's obviously a lot of this first record, started with Dan's demos and things, but now that we got this lineup together and things are solidified and we're jamming and stuff, you guys are getting writing some brand new stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's this is always a fun part for me to hear how the group evolves, especially as we add these different parts into the fold, and hearing what the second record might sound like. And you guys are been hard at work and writing and recording, and we might be hearing a new single sometime this year, soon.
Yeah, probably within
Justified. No, you need your time, need your space. No worries, I know my place, I know your face from miles away. To see it again, I would wait. Never would dare to compare myself to yourself. Talk to me if you need to. I believe the same as you do, but if you find it's hard to speak your mind, I can wait. Yeah, I'll wait. Talk about escape, but you can't hide. The grass isn't green on the other side when you enter now. Slinging mud at your mirror, it's a pack of lies. Shame you'll never see the you through the eyes of me and your friends. And through it all, and to this day, I will wait. Yeah, I'll wait. But waiting won't change anything if you're at the plate and won't take a swing. You know you can fly with broken wings, and so you'll grow. Only the truest blue will remain. We'll wait. And we'll wait. And through it all, and to this day, I'll wait. And I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait.
It's gonna be kind of quieter, I would say.
Yeah,
than what else we have out right
next
now.
release is definitely on the lighter side as opposed to everything that comes after it, which
Yeah.
is going to be much heavier.
Right.
The rest of that's gonna be like a lot bigger.
More distortion.
Yeah, well, like Dan's kind of talked about this with us and stuff, but like wanting to move in a little bit more of like a like psych rock, like sort of like a little proggy at sometimes, you know, and like that totally works for me. I'm a huge fan of bands like King Crimson and Yes and stuff like that, and so like getting to like act like I'm Robert Fripp for like 2 minutes is like pretty cool. You know, but recently we like helped out at a School of Rock event and played for some of the students there, and me and Dan's manager at the school referred to our sound as yacht gaze, which I thought was pretty entertaining.
Yacht rock and shoegaze.
Yeah, it's like a mix of like sort of like, and like I'm also like huge into the like shoegaze, dream pop, like a lot of My Bloody Valentine and Slow Dive, and like other bands like Ringo Death Star and stuff like that. And so like I always refer to it as my spaceship. My pedal board is like a lot of like delay and reverb and big nasty sounds, so it's a lot of like anything I do is like a little shoegaze influenced, you know, a little spacey, a little weird, but yeah, it's definitely, I think the next thing is probably moving in a little bit of like a slightly heavier direction than As You Wish.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm not sure where the yacht rock comes in. I don't know if I hear. I don't know if I hear that one, but
Yeah, I think that's kind of got to do with like some of the guitar harmony stuff we do.
Yeah.
You know,
because I do love. It's one of my. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really like big on the terms like guilty pleasures or anything, but like yacht rock is definitely one. If you're gonna say that, like, because it's like. It's all cheese, but it's super fun. Like,
It's
I mean,
fun.
there's a lot of.
Michael McDonald.
Oh yeah, I keep forget. Yeah. It's like,
Can't hate on the cheese if the cheese tastes good.
yeah, man. Yeah, no, it's just fun. I mean, like every summer, Sirius XM does like a yacht rock channel. And
I
like,
listen to it every summer, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Kenny
So-
Loggins and all that.
Oh yeah. But yeah, this there's definitely some good stuff. It's just some of it just makes me laugh sometimes too. But yeah, I got some questions for you guys. I've been having fun with, and get your take on some of this stuff. And all right. Speaking of like some of these songs and yacht rock and stuff, and what's a song that always gets stuck in your head, or maybe like most currently been on repeat and stuff? Do you guys have a
Just any song?
Yeah, I mean, like, did you wake up singing something this morning? Is there a certain one that?
I'm a big fan of Just the Two of Us. It's Grover Washington?
Yeah.
Just the two.
Or Will Smith?
Yeah.
I think that's Bill Withers.
Oh no, it's Bill Withers.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
Grover
Bill
Washington.
Love Grover though.
Yeah, no, I love Grover Washington, but Just the Two of Us is something that I don't know, like it's just always stuck in my head. It's one of those things that kind of plays on repeat over and over, and I can't quite stop it. But I would say Bill Withers definitely one of my favorite artists. I mean, specifically because he played on keyboards like this, so Fender Rhodes, and I just love the sound of it, and he's a amazing player.
Gotta plug the Rhodes.
Dude, he obviously Bill Withers like one of the greats, but it's just like it's crazy that like he like did all this and then just dipped and like and like he's his career is like very he's very well celebrated, but his career for the most part is very short, and I think I don't know I don't know if like something like taking care of his wife or something like that, or something. I don't know. I forget why he didn't record more and do and everything else. But it was just like I don't know, just such a great career for a guy that didn't really put out like a ton of material and stuff.
Yeah, no, he just wrote some of the most influential songs for me, and
just for me.
Yeah,
kind of dipped after that. So. But still an amazing artist. Still
for sure.
Always be on repeat in my playlist.
Yep. Yeah, man. What about you guys? Got any one come to mind?
Well, if you're talking about just this morning, I don't know why, but I woke up and Blue Jay Way was stuck in my head. So I was listening to that on the drive here.
Nice.
Magical Mystery Tour and me go way back. But lately I've just been jamming on a lot of like old Japanese funk and jazz fusion, trying to find some new records, and
That's the stuff.
yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Gets the wheels up here turning.
Yeah.
Gets some ideas cranking. It's fun stuff, man.
Yeah.
I think I watch a YouTube channel that pretty much just plays a bunch of old Japanese records from like the 70s and 80s. It's sick. I think they call it like My Analog Journal or something.
I'll check it out.
Okay.
Not trying to plug them or anything. I'm just saying you should check it out if you're listening to
Subscribe.
I think it was kind of me and Dan actually met up to hang out last night a little bit, and we're kind of talking about some like writing stuff, and he was showing me something, and I was like, it's been stuck in my head since, but this song by King Crimson called Mate Kudasai, it's got this like really great little chord progression. It's got all these like Adrian Belew doing these like big like volume swells with like a slide, and it sounds like birds, and like it's this great like beautiful melody going on the whole time, that's been like I've been like thinking about like how to like implement something like that into a song or two of ours.
Yeah, man.
I usually either have Drift Away by Uncle Cracker stuck in my head,
Gotta go with the Dobie version.
or Two Phones by Kevin Gates. One of the two. No in between.
Duality of man.
All right.
Over here, like, Bill Withers loves that 70s. I like Two Phones.
Yeah.
We're on opposite ends of the spectrum currently.
Definitely didn't expect an Uncle Cracker reference on this episode.
Shout out Dobie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. this is a fun one to think about. But is there a fictional band that you guys would love to see live?
Oh, that one from Spinal Tap, definitely.
Yeah.
Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
The band from Spinal Tap.
Big,
that
big,
movie called-
Big Bottom.
That's crazy.
I need to see Big Bottom live.
Yeah.
Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World, did they did they actually have a full band at any point in that movie, or were they just like
I don't think anything in the movie, but I feel like the closest they ever really had a full band was they had Aerosmith play in their basement on the
Oh yeah.
on the show for the skit and stuff, but I don't think that was their band. But
gotta go rewatch that now.
yeah,
Let's see.
I think I can't. The only thing that's coming to my mind, there was like a band that I was like, that would be cool. But the only thing that's coming to mind now is the Max Rebo band from Star Wars.
yeah.
I'd love to see that little blue elephant get down on that little like organ thing he's playing.
Yeah.
You seen the movie Airhead, Shane?
Oh yeah.
Dude, the Lone Rangers.
Lone Rangers. Yeah. Yeah.
That would be a hell of a show.
Right. I just saw that meme the other day too. It made me laugh again with those guys, and it's like calling. I don't know. I think it was like Steve Buscemi as Chris Cornell, and so it was just like all the. It's like I love this picture of all these guys, and it was like and Eddie Vedder or something. And I was like, even though it's the guys from Lone Rangers, from Airheads and stuff, and it just made me laugh to like. So such a silly idea, but classic movie for sure. I love Steve Buscemi getting his foot up on the monitor and like dry hump in the air and stuff, and cracks me up every time.
Fraser.
I think
Oh man.
if I were to choose a band, it's gonna be the Bikini Bottom marching band.
There you go.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. That last show, the Bubble Bowl. I used to watch that on repeat as a kid. I had like a little, I don't know what it was, but it played these like little small CDs, and I had a screen that was like 2 inches big, and I would just put that episode of SpongeBob in and just watch. Watch.
Right.
Yeah. Sounds like the Game Boy video cartridges. That shit was crazy when they were like, yeah, you want to watch a really terribly pixelated episode of your favorite show on your Game Boy, dude?
I remember trying to watch that episode with all my friends, and like I set it up like 10 feet away from us. Couldn't see or hear anything, but we were living our best lives.
What fictional band would you see, Shane?
Yeah.
I don't know. I go back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot that come to mind that, but I don't know. I think maybe number one probably would have to Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem.
Ooh,
that's
man.
I think-
I should have thought of that.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Does Monster Mash count? Is that a band?
There's I don't know. There's Empower Line from the Goofy movie. I think would be as another really great
Another
one.
solid
I
choice.
love the Goofy movie.
So I don't know. Those are definitely two that would be a lot of fun for me. All right. We have Cervid Day action figures come out. What would you guys like to see to go with your action figure?
We don't even have our outfits figured out yet.
Do you have?
I've got mine.
Yeah.
I kind of always like dress up a little bit for our shows.
Yeah.
It's usually just like black pants and a striped polo or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of everybody's get up usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need some new black pants though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Me too,
man.
bro.
I mean, like, I feel like you gotta have like it would be like weird to like see like an action figure of me without my like Jazz Master that I've got, like it's got stars painted all over it, and it's like kind of like if I were to ever get like a signature model guitar, I would be like, just turn this thing into like a different, like make it like the exact same as this, you know. But like probably like that, or like a comic book, or like a Batman trade or something, like, you know, or like a deck of Magic the Gathering cards, you know, like some dumb shit like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Mine would have to have this gray hat I'm having on.
Yeah.
I'm a hat guy. I always
He's a
like
hat
if
guy.
if you can't tell, I've worn this hat for a little while, but like all
Since
the
high
fabric on the
school,
bill is starting to
probably.
come off.
All right.
Jesus.
That and I'm probably like a little synth carrying on my side, like a mini log or something. It's one of my favorite analog synths that I have at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
put on myself. What about you, man?
I don't know, bro. I'd be really weirded out if I had an action figure
Right.
of myself. Like,
It's just like a pile of cables.
I'd
for
be-
you. Like a pile of
Yeah.
XLRs. You're like,
it would just like feel like a voodoo doll of some sort.
Right.
You know, just that'd be weird.
Now I'd have that thing on my desk all day,
Yeah.
every day.
for real. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's kind of like it's still a thing, but like I feel like that's got to be like one of the peak moments, like of like knowing you kind of made it. Like when there's a kid wants to buy a miniature version of you or what, have a so
Oh yeah.
I would
Aren't
carry
there,
around
like-
a tiny Dan Young.
yeah.
Are there
Dan,
action
what would you
figures
do
of
for
like
yours?
famous rock stars out there? Like,
Yeah, there are some.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot.
A lot.
Oh
of-
yeah. Okay, I've seen Kiss.
All right.
Okay.
It's like
Never
kind of the
mind.
main one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously that makes sense for them. Like for us, and I don't think it's for every band probably wouldn't work well, but like, but I decide, especially even I think about like, the growing up on the era of the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles and having all the little collectibles and stuff like that. And
I got
so,
a couple Power Rangers
Yeah.
around here somewhere.
but Dan, what do you think? What would you like to see as your accessories?
I mean, I would probably have the white sneakers that I always wear.
Yeah.
But other than that, I guess just like on like horseback or maybe like a tiger or something, and then like
I didn't think of that.
maybe like a saber or something like that. Like
That'd be cool to ride a grizzly
something
bear.
cool.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, you should
Maybe,
ride. You know what you should ride?
What?
Deer.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my,
that
would-
why didn't
Yeah.
I think of that? I love deers are my favorite animal. If you couldn't tell. But yeah,
Cervid
deer.
means deer.
Maybe like-
in,
Yeah.
Latin or something
Cervid
like
Yeah.
that.
is like the whole deer family. So
Right.
like buffalo and elk and all the guys, moose,
Yeah, we
goats,
we
And all
failed
the
to
guys.
explain
deer.
that.
Yeah, we did. Well, it didn't really come up, I guess. But
Maybe like
yeah,
maybe like a GameCube controller.
possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. I kind of like the sword idea. It sounds a little cool.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
More kids would probably buy
Reasonable.
my action figure.
Yeah, yeah.
No, 100%.
No, yeah, I mean, like you're the star a little bit, you know.
I think Indigo is the star. You look into those eyes
Yeah,
of his,
no.
you get
That's also a
lost.
requirement for mine. It's got to have pretty blue eyes.
Your action figure has to be like just like a half-inch taller than all of ours.
Yeah.
Corey
Even
would
though
have
I'm like
his
the
hat.
shortest person.
Oh yeah. What would Corey have? We
Corey would have his little red
figure
hat
out.
And
Yeah.
it's probably
yeah.
a stingray.
100%.
Yeah.
Stingray base.
100%.
Yeah.
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 He has
I
a
love
cute
that
little
hat,
hat.
dude.
Yeah.
Maybe his comes with like Balls the cat too, like a little tiny.
Oh, that'd be great.
Balls.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
That's Dylan's cat.
It's
Shout out
Dylan's
Dylan.
cat.
Yeah.
They all live
Yeah.
together.
Fair enough.
All right. What think about as like the band, like what would be a dream duet or collaboration you guys would like to see? Is there, I mean, we've mentioned a lot of different
Let's get Kanye
Stuff, but-
West on the album.
yeah.
Honestly, I'd love to see what happens.
That'd be interesting.
If we can't get Kanye, we're definitely calling Uncle Cracker because
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can get that guy.
Mild High Club would be like a huge dream to work with.
That would be cool.
I would cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
listened to them for years, and I think Dan has mentioned you're a big fan of them. Definitely
One
an
of,
inspiration.
like, my biggest inspirations. Yeah, absolutely.
They just have such a lush sound, and just overall so good. Like I've listened to them for years. They've always kind of connected with me. So I'd love to work with them, collaborate with them on anything.
Yeah, man.
Man.
I mean, it would be
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonder?
It would be
That would
the
be
absolute
sick.
dream of my life to do anything with Stevie Wonder. Because I mean, as much as I love bands like the Mild High Club and how much they inspired like this band sound, even like Stevie Wonder is like my personal like music hero and always has been. And he was like my first like what. I don't know. I've been listening to his stuff for years. I gotten to see him a few times, but getting to do anything with him, even just getting to shake his hand and meet him would.
Getting to breathe the same air as him.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta-
love Stevie Wonder.
If that were to happen, we'd have to like introduce him like he introduces Dizzy Gillespie, you know? How he does that on what's that song? Do I do? Yeah,
the
yeah.
full version.
Yeah, where he's like he literally like spends like
Ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, it's like a 20 to 30 second thing where he's like he's basically like, I'm so excited. Dizzy Gillespie's about to play. Check it out, man. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that would be wild, man. That'd be a fun one.
Certainly would.
That are like I don't know.
Frank
All of my
Sinatra.
answers are like not quite associated with like what your guys' answers would be, I think.
I'm
because
just
like,
thinking what Dan would say.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was the thing is I was like, yeah, like Dan you'd probably like dig on like Kevin Parker or something too. Like
Yeah.
you somehow
Let's get David
him.
Byrne, dude.
Oh, dude, David Byrne would be awesome. That would be crazy.
I actually it wasn't all that long ago. I watched the live special, whatever.
Stop making sense.
Stop making sense. Yeah, I watched
Such a good
I
performance.
mean, I've been listening. I've known those songs for a long time, but like watching that, like, was really like super cool to watch, like it all come together, and especially as like the stage is evolving and everything else. People, all the moving parts, people coming in and out of the songs and stuff. Like it was a lot of fun to watch them like build that up, and I was just like, yeah, it was cool to finally like see it and stuff.
It's a brilliant video.
Yeah.
He's a visionary.
Yeah. Yeah, man, this has been a ton of fun, guys.
Oh yeah.
We so like I said, we got the show on October 22nd, and new music coming soon, and we
To be announced.
yeah, so hopefully we'll have a lot more things coming up and stuff. So get involved socially with Cervid Day on your. We got the Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook,
Yeah, we got a Facebook. I
Instagram,
probably should be more active on. We are on Instagram.
Yeah.
Twitter,
and
maybe.
we're everywhere you listen to music.
Right.
You know,
Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon.
all those
YouTube,
ones.
uh,
YouTube.
SoundCloud? Probably not.
I
No,
that
I
one
don't
I don't
think
think
Bandcamp?
so.
Probably
I
not.
don't
But-
think we're on Bandcamp either, but we should.
We're
do
about
that.
to.
I was
We
about
should
to
do
say.
We're about to.
Yeah,
be.
I'm working
Nice.
on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But, yeah, we're mostly
moving.
everywhere.
All
There's
right.
only the like 6 or 7 songs right now, but like there will be more soon.
Yeah,
We're
things
very
are in the
excited
works.
about it.
Things
Yeah.
are in the works.
Yeah.
Now going forward, like with this, obviously new music and things. Is there still like what's like the big goal? Like, would you guys like to get on the road and tour with this, or
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
is that one of them, or what's some other stuff you guys really would like have envisioned for the long term kind of stuff for this band? Like, what you would like to see?
I mean, we definitely would like to. We feel like we're getting pretty like we're kind of we've dipped our whole feet in the water
Yeah.
basically at this point in St. Louis. Like we're in it, you know, and
We're
people
knee-deep.
are getting to know our sound and we're having fun. We've gotten to play a bunch of shows this year.
Getting busy.
So we're really interested in taking our sound to other places, you know, like driving over to Como and playing a show on a weekend, or like, you know, maybe going over to Nashville. Like we have
Hitting up Chicago.
friends that live in other cities, Chicago too. Yeah, and we'd love to go play with them. And then
Kansas City.
next year, I mean, we're talking about maybe booking like maybe trying to get together a little tour, you know, 7, 8 dates, something like that. We'll see. We're
Midwest
talking about it,
thing,
but we're
maybe.
definitely trying to, you know, we're trying to get out on the road for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's been said a lot on this show, but like, you know, St. Louis is so ideal to tour out of because we're you know, in the middle of the map, and like they said, it's a quick drive to hit several much, you know, larger markets, and you know, a quick drive, you know, 5 hours to Chicago, Nashville, you know, so it's like it's not that bad to make a nice little weekend run to start doing some, you know, like getting the word out there, start expanding the brand.
Right.
Yeah, people need to hear more music out of St. Louis for sure.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Sort
definitely
of-
underappreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people making noise in this town, and it's cool to see. Like, but I do feel like we are often overlooked. As you know, you talk about some of the great music cities and stuff. You know, it's always Nashville or Austin and these things, and not a lot of talk goes towards St. Louis. But I mean, I'd put us right up there at the top. With, you know, there's some incredible music coming out of the city. So,
Amen.
but
A lot of talent.
yeah, but yeah, well, it'll happen. People recognize one of these days.
Yeah.
On the map.
Yeah. But, again, get plugged in with Cervid Day. This has been super cool, guys. I'm really glad we got to spend some time together. So thank you for spending the day with me, and
Appreciate it, Shane.
Thank you,
I'm
Shane.
excited to hear
Yeah, I
what's
appreciate it.
next.
Thank you.
But yeah, thanks, guys. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
Bye, Stream Rock Paper Podcast. Love you all.
Thank you.